founder of NextNet Media, JumpLine.com, Attracta SEO, and Hostamania.com. How you doing, Marc?
Great, Ben. Thanks for putting this together.
Oh, and by the way, who's that dude in the yellow shirt? Oh, that's Hulk Hogan!
Hey, I've already got a bone to pick with you guys, okay? I'm gonna liven this conversation up. I'm gonna reflect. I'm gonna digress about what Marc just had to say. And at the end of the day, we're talking about who are the real people, who are the real brands, relationships, who we can trust. Google Plus canceled my account because they said I was imitating myself. What's up with that? Man, I'd body slam Google Plus if I had a chance right now. So I need help. I need to get my account back up because this is really me.
This is why we didn't want to be in the same room with Hulk. We're at a safe distance here, a safe virtual distance.
Marc, I'm on the same team with you, brother. I love you.
Hey, man, same here. And thanks for being gentle on me.
There could be collateral damage, though, right?
Oh, man. We're all good.
So cool. No, thank you, Hulk, for coming out today, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
we will make sure that you get your account back. What's the name of your restaurant there, by the way, Hulk?
Hogan's Beach.
Hogan's Beach, right on.
Right when you land in Tampa Airport, and you get ready to leave the airport, it says Tampa, St. Petersburg, or Clearwater. If you go Clearwater, it's about 1 minute away from Tampa Airport.
Sweet.
So what should I order when I go there? What's your favorite thing there?
Brother, the food is really good. I stole a couple chefs from the Ritz-Carlton.
Nice.
So
Nice.
It's really up the ante on the food, so you can just about order anything there. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, I'll order everything.
If you go, I'll cover it. And I want you to eat everything, though.
So, oh, God, okay, then
This is a
So now
challenge.
you gotta go, Marc, and you gotta eat everything.
Challenge
Hogan
accepted,
challenge.
right?
Challenge accepted.
What if he just has a little bite of everything? Is that good enough?
Just let me know whenever Marc goes. I got it covered.
Awesome.
Yeah, first of all, I'll say thank you for having me. And second, I could accomplish anything in the world, but when I told my dad that I'm doing a webinar with Hulk Hogan, he said, I'm proud of you. Now go back to building computers. So that just tells you...
You're still a fan, though. That's awesome.
So thank you for that.
I hope your dad is, too.
Oh, he is. He is.
Oh, thank you.
I just thought it was funny. Grew up watching you in India of all places, and when they say international, very international.
You know Tiger Jet Singh?
Yep.
He's my guy.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm actually from that area, so we're either eating chicken or drinking scotch, so it's perfect.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you kind of cultivated your fan base and really how you also engage with them? I mean, one of the things that I noticed is that you really love to elevate people. You love to help people. Tell us a little bit about how do you engage your fans and how can other people engage their fans?
Well, Raj had some really great stuff to say. I mean, when you're born, you get a name and you need to basically identify yourself. It's kind of the same way with branding. Across the board, this Hulk Hogan brand has generated billions of dollars over the last, I hate to say it, 35 years. But first off, you have to find yourself. You have to believe in your brand or believe in your business or believe in the name that you have or use. And you have to be a constant. You have to be very consistent with timing, with delivery, with product. Everything that that comes from that name or from that identity has to be a constant. Then you develop a loyal following, and once you get that loyal following, the client base, the customer, at the end of the day, you can have highs and lows, or you can have glitches in the system, but once the customer or the following, the identity, it's constant, everything becomes loyal, it all becomes one, they identify with the brand, they pretty much stick with that brand, and it just goes forever, and then when you can interface and you can have a one-on-one whenever the people come in your store or come in your business or you go out to an event, you get unbelievable amount of feedback from like the Hulkamaniacs or from your customers, and you have to listen. You don't just hear them. You really have to listen what they say, because you learn all the time how to make the brand more efficient, or your business more efficient, or the return on the investment more efficient. So I find at the end of the day, once people get to know you and they get to know the brand or the business, there's a certain, when you talked about relationships earlier, there's a certain relationship and trust. And once you get all those elements in place, I mean, success is the final outcome. And in dealing with people on a personal level, what I've found out, business-wise, entertainment-wise, personal-wise, most people are really, really nice. If there's an edge or there's an attitude, it's because they're nervous, they don't understand, or they're confused. But once you can pull that layer away, most people have a really, really good core that you can work with. And I just stay constant with that, and it's served my brand well. And, once again, you have to keep reinventing yourself, and you have to add some sizzle on the steak or throw a little gas on the fire here, but you have to be that constant that people are used to. I think all the big brands like McDonald's and stuff like that have gone outside the broad strokes and had to come back in. But it's being consistent and relationships and trust, just like we were talking about earlier. But that's what works for my brand, for the Hulk Hogan brand.
Rock on. Thanks so much, brother.
Yes, sir.
So I woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of getting my butt kicked in this hosting business. And instead of doing the same thing and expecting different results, I said, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna do something that nobody's done. And I didn't know what. And I thought, and I said, what can I? Everything's been done in the web hosting industry. Everything's been tried. And I woke up one day and I said, damn it, I'm gonna get Hulk Hogan involved in web hosting. And it sounded like the craziest thing. My wife thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was crazy. And through perseverance, I made it happen. I didn't, I was actually a pro wrestler 20 years ago, and I laced my boots up next to Hulk Hogan 20 years ago, and I said, you know what? I don't know. Some way, somehow, I'm going to find this guy, and I'm going to teach him the concept of hosting and how it's an annuity-based business and how it's a global business. And with his brand, I think we can compete with the largest guy out there, Bob Parsons, and go head-to-head with them on product. And, the rest is history. Hulk bought into the system, and here we are today.
Unless your identity, of course, has been stolen by Google, kind of like Hulk's was at this point.
It's a temporary glitch, right? They're going to fix it.
Either that or Hulk, you're going to go down to the Googleplex, right?
Brother, I'll press the whole building over my head. I've never been accused of imitating myself. That was the first time.
Hey, there's always a first for everything on Google, that's for sure.
Yeah, to kind of say, Hulk, you are an amazing impersonation of yourself. I mean, I totally believe it.
We should have brought Polly in here.
Mark, I think you had a question for Hulk real quick.
Yeah, I just wanted to key off what Dave was just saying, and actually, Hulk, I wanted to ask you if you could tell that story a little bit that Dave was just alluding to. There certainly were, I grew up watching you. A lot of us did, and there were a lot of other professional wrestlers who were as famous as you were in the wrestling field. But I can't think of anybody that's become an enduring brand out of all that crowd the way that you have. What made the difference for you? What did you put in terms of passion, in terms of relationships, networking? Why are we still talking about Hulk Hogan today and not some of your compatriots in the wrestling game?
Well, I think, when you have that vision, I've always worked backwards, and I start, and this is from a business point of view, I start and I look at the final outcome, such as I'm looking at now that Hostamania is going to be the greatest hosting company that was ever formed. So that's my passion, that's my final outcome. So everything I think, say, everything I believe is a creation to get me to that final outcome. And it's kind of like life is an echo. What you put out there comes back. Life's like a mirror. What type of energy you put out there is what your reality is. And it has to manifest if your vision, your passion, and your drive, your belief, and everything is all on the same, energy level. I felt that with wrestling. So when I stepped in that ring, it wasn't just to make a payday. I said, this character Hulk Hogan that I came up with is going to be the greatest wrestler of all time. So as I had those key names and key words in this character development, the content had to be very consistent also. And so as I was consistent with my matches and consistent with being Hulk Hogan, you have to really, really, really believe in what you're doing when you set your goals. And sometimes I don't even like to use the word goal to make $100 million or $200 million, because then you're setting limitations for yourself. So sometimes that word goals doesn't really work for me. But it's that same situation with what we're talking about here, with all the social media, with relationships, with trust. It's all the same. We're all saying the same thing, whether it's a business situation, a personal situation, or like my wrestling career. And because I was so loyal to the character and was so consistent, people today still say, well, Hulk Hogan was the greatest wrestler of all time. I'm 60 years young. I'm not actively wrestling. And there's a lot of great wrestlers out there, like Jeff Hardy and John Cena and CM Punk and all these new guys are great wrestlers, but they still talk about Hulk Hogan because sometimes with my content being very consistent, and I don't disagree with David at all. The content has to be consistent. You have to be real. But once you get a firm base, every once in a while you got to shoot a rocket across the bow. You got to slam a giant. You got to get Dennis Rodman or Karl Malone or Mr. T in the ring. Or when you're starting a hosting company, you got to swing across the stage in a wrecking ball on the thong. Every once in a while you got to really, really, really wake people up. So that's why when we started out today, you guys are all great, man. I hope I can be like all you guys and learn from all you guys, because I'm the newbie here and I'm just getting my claws into what this is really all about. At the end of the day, it's all the same stuff. It's all about relationships. It's all about trust. And that's why my brand's been around so long. And I've had some really great highs and I've had some really low lows on a personal and business level. But the fans, just like the clients, just like customers, are loyal and they stick with you. And I think that's why they're still talking about me.
That's awesome.
Right.
So helpful. It really does tie over to what we're talking about and what we're trying to help small businesses doing. Thank you.
So, basically, yes, and I'm going to pass it right back to him. Go for it, brother.
Raj, can I steal you, brother? Can I make you an offer you can't refuse to come on over to Hostamania, brother? Live on the beach. Come down and live on the beach with us.
You got it, man. Anytime.
I'll be real proud of you then.
I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
All right, I expect the G5 to touch down in about 2 hours, Hulk.
I can do that in about 4 hours.
Okay, we'll compromise.
You need to adapt or become irrelevant. And to close this out, Hulk, I want to turn it over to you, and I want to say thank you for coming on, brother. We so much appreciate you taking your time.
Do I get to get this out of my system now? I mean, can I get it out of my system?
Yeah, go yell at Google. Yell at them. Go ahead.
Okay, let me tell you something, Google Plus maniacs. This is Hulk Hogan, the greatest wrestler of all time. And let me tell you guys something. I was not trying to not imitate me. This is really me, brother. So I want you guys to know Hulk Hogan's ready. Google Plus, greatest guys in the world, but get it right, brother, because Hostamania, the greatest hosting company, is coming at all you guys. I'm going to steal Raj. I'm going to steal everybody. We're going to tear the place down, but I love you guys. So what you going to do when Hulk Hogan, Google Plus, and Hostamania runs wild on you?